So today we're talking about shock collars for dogs. So stay tuned. What is up, guys? It is John Pollard, the pack leader. Now, if you read the title, you probably already have an idea of what you're in for. But first, I'd like to welcome all of my subscribers and people who keep up with my content. Welcome back to another video. Now, if you're new here, you better click the button in the bottom right side of your screen, or else you'll miss more of my great content. So without further ado, let's talk about shock collars for dogs. So, shock collars for dogs. There's a lot of questions about this topic, a lot of opinions about this topic, tested and untested. So today, I'm going to tell you the truth. Do you have a shock collar? Do any of your family members have a shock collar? Do you want a shock collar? Have you had a shock collar but given it up? Let me know in the comments below, please. I read every single one of them. 100% presentes of the comments below, and I will answer every single question. I promise. I almost promise you. I'm telling you, I will answer your questions. I want to know how many of you guys think harsh. I want to know how many of you think that shock collars are good, bad, and ugly. I want to know what you guys think, because like I said, I'm open about shock collars, but I know there's a lot of different opinions. So let me know in the comments below what you think of shock collars. So I, as a dog trainer, use tools when I train dogs. That's the most effective way. But when I am going to use a new tool, I always test it on myself first. That's just what I do. That's just a conviction I have about training dogs. I'm gonna know what the dog is feeling. I'm gonna know what I'm putting that dog through when I correct. So I ordered this one online, the Bigu 3000. And when it came in, I was eager to try it out. I charged it, and it took like an hour to charge. And now I know why. That thing was packed with voltage. But everyone uses shock collars, so little did I know, it actually hurts. So here I am, I'm like, oh man. I saw this one guy, Jeff from canine, off-leash canine training or something like that. He tried it on himself and he put it on, you know, he was, hi guys, this is Jeff. Now there's a lot of controversy on this device, so I'm gonna show you all how it works, you know. And he hooked it on to himself, and so he's pushing the button and he was going up. He was like, first he was talking to you like this, president, supposedly president. He's like, yeah, so I mean, I could feel it. It's like a sensation. And then he was getting into the higher ranks, and he was like, so I can feel it. And right now it's more of an involuntary muscle movement, but it doesn't really hurt. So I was becoming concerned about testing this on myself, let alone my dog. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try and mask the pain as much as possible. I'm gonna put it on my leg, more mass, more surface area, so it should distribute the electricity better, and I shouldn't feel it as much, right? Wrong. I put it on, you know, I'll put it on setting level 1. I'm like, okay, well, I'll barely be able to feel it. I'll work up like Jeff did. I put it on 1. I said, I felt like I was turned into the Incredible Hulk. And then, lo and behold, my mom came in the room and saw I was masking the pain as much as possible. But as soon as she walked back, that marked the end of my use of shock collars. Now, are they a good tool? Honestly, I do think so. Yes, they are a good tool. Here's why. First, the problems with the leash is a leash is limited. Okay, even if you get a 100-foot leash, you got to carry around the 100-foot leash. So let's say you get a 10-foot leash, it's easier to manage, but The dog has no freedom that way. Well, not as much, as an off-leash trained dog, fully off-leash. So an e-collar, some of these things have ranges up to a mile of perfect, you press a button just like that, no delay, perfect communication with the dog. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh man, well, I'm still gonna use e-collars and stuff like that. Well, hey, you go ahead. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, because in the hands of a good dog trainer, you're gonna have to use that thing very little before your dog is perfectly trained. And that's one of my mottos. You go through the trials now, you go through the hardships now, so that later your dog is perfectly trained and never has to go through any more corrections ever again. So when you're choosing a tool like a shock collar, do take into account the size of your dog. My dog is a Malamute Pit Bull mix. He's a big dog, he's sturdy, but I wouldn't crank the voltage up to 100 on a Chihuahua, unless I want some barbecue. I'm serious, guys. That's how strong that thing was on level 1 of 100. It just, man. I mean, it tore my leg up. I mean, I'm telling you, it tore my leg up. I would have been doing whatever anybody wanted me to do. Me personally, on level 1. So, this is gonna make for good bloopers. But this, if you're gonna get one, this is how it works, okay? If your dog has longer hair, you're gonna need a little bit more time putting it on properly. But these prongs, I guess you could call them, are supposed to make contact with the skin. These prong sort of things are supposed to make contact with the skin, not the hair, because it's not going to do it right. And then you may or may not be correcting your dog. He might just be ignoring it, or he might be feeling, he might not be feeling it. So you got to make sure you got to pull back the hair, and you got to get points that are long enough to reach your dog through, say, a thick double coat of some dogs. But if you got a short hair dog, mostly any size will do. Just make sure it's touching the skin for efficiency. Number 2, you don't want to crank the voltage up to 100%, because it's about making an adequate correction, okay? So you wanna change the settings of your e-collar accordingly, okay? So say he keeps pulling you, maybe, whatever your dog's tolerance is, maybe say it's a 35, he starts to feel it, and it's enough to make him stop doing whatever he's doing, okay? So that's like minimum for your dog to obey. So then crank it down to 35 for most of your training session, while you're on the lookout. But if he growls at you with food and you're working on food aggression, crank that thing up to 80, 85. Crank that thing up so that you don't have to correct them all day long. 1, 2, maybe 3 corrections should do it. Crank it up to that velocity so you can take it off and stop using it. Another thing, you shouldn't be using an e-collar, a shock collar, to keep on your dog forever. Me personally, I train my dogs so that they can be trusted with no tool, no leash, not even a collar. They can be trusted with 0 tools. They're completely 100% off leash. That's why I use the tools, to get them to that point faster, okay? So I suggest you do the same for your dogs. Use the tool just to get them off leash trained to where they don't need it anymore. Okay, I see, almost perfectly trained German Shepherds that for every single day of their life, they got an e-collar on, a shock collar on, every single day. And it sort of saddens me, because I'm like, that dog's already great, what's it gonna do? But that's just me. At the end of the day, you do whatever you feel you need to do to get your perfect dog. That's the important thing. So how much do these cost? Well, it depends on where you look. Your average TV ad, have them at $100, $200, $300. But you get a magazine, they might be a little cheaper. You might see some for like $125, $150. But I paid $20 for this, and it worked just fine. It worked way too good, believe me. So finding them's not really an excuse as well, it's so expensive, I'm not gonna get one. Just man up. If you don't want to put it on your dog, don't feel bad about it, because you are gonna be the one taking that dog home every day. If you train it yourself, hey, great. But if not, you're gonna be the one that's going to be dealing with the dog every single day. If you want to know that your dog, has something that you wouldn't do to yourself, then okay, I'm seriously not saying it's bad, because I was considering it, but it was more than I expected. So do whatever you want to do, okay? But do not misuse, okay? Here's what I would do. If I was to use that, here's what I would do. I would show the dog, make sure it knows what is expected of me on a leash first. Then I will make corrections with that as a disobedience. Then I will make corrections with the shock collar for disobedience. Not necessarily ignorance, but disobedience. So say we're walking and he's supposed to be in a heel position. He's doing good for like 10 seconds, and then he stops to go smell something. That's when I'd use that. Not, he's not in the exact perfect position, crank it up to 100. I wouldn't do that. But if you don't take away anything else from this video, I don't use shock collars. Not even saying I don't like shock collars. I don't use shock collars, but you decide if you want to or not, because it's gonna be your perfect dog. Because you should get your perfect dog however you see fit. So thanks guys for watching the video. So thank you guys very much for watching the video. I know this was boring, and if you're new here, you didn't see my dog, don't forget to click the subscribe button, because you don't want to miss any more of this. Might be able to, I don't know, that's a stretch. But if you're new here, you didn't see my dog, Bruno, the perfect dog, or my new dog, Crypto, which I will be showing a monstrous before video. Ooh, wow. That dog is something else. It made me forget how far Bruno has come, because he's a lot like Bruno was. He just doesn't have the aggression issues Bruno had. But I'm going to be showing you what exactly I'm working with, and I will, of course, show you an after video. So stay tuned for that. If you don't take anything else away from this video, I wanted to let you know shock collars hurt. But if you know how to use them and you want to use them, or hire someone to use them, then go ahead. Just make sure that you do it properly. Anyway guys, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button in the bottom corner of the video. I know it's new, I know it's nice. The TPL, the pack leader. In case you didn't know, that's what it stands for. The pack leader. Click that thing, subscribe so you don't miss more content. Now I have a lot more time on my hands, so I'm going to be shooting the videos I've always wanted to shoot, like how to get the perfect camping dog, how to teach your dog to bring you things, how to do this, how to do that, you name it. And of course, comment, like, and subscribe. Comment, tell me what you want to see. Tell me what videos you want. Help me out so I can help you out. Thank you very much, guys. This is John Pollard, the pack leader, signing out, reminding you to stay in charge. Stay thirsty, my friends. Reminding you to stay in charge, my friends. All right, so see, but little did I know, hey, everybody using shock collars. Little did I. No, you